All right, well, I'm going to move on, though. I'm going to move on to the next angle we got. The next angle we got is Bryan Danielson versus Jack Perry. So the match. So we're just going to talk about the match they had. This was for the world title. Jack Perry's going in to try to retire Danielson because this is whenever he loses a title, supposedly it's going to be his last match. So I'm not going to really show a lot of the match. I thought it was a good match. I thought it was a well-worked match. That's one thing I was saying about this in the feud leading up to it, that I was like, man, I think Jack Perry's an excellent worker in the ring, and I think once they get in there, it's going to be really good. But I'll just jump to the finish just to explain what happened so we can comment on the match. But the referee went down, and Danielson was going to kick Jack Perry's fucking head in the way he promised, right? But that's when the Elite came in, just the Bucks. I thought, maybe this might get crazier and all of the Elite would come, but just the Young Bucks. And then they got chased off by the Blackpool Combat Club. So Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli came in and ran off the Young Bucks. So they left Jack Perry and Danielson in the ring, and Danielson basically hulked up and got all this energy out of nowhere. And Jack Perry slapped him a bunch of times, which really made Danielson mad. And then that led to the finishing series where Danielson did kick him in the face a bunch of times, but I thought he could have done that a little harder, to be honest. It didn't really look that good to me. It could have been a little stiffer. But anyways, so that was the ending. Basically, he's going to hit the Psycho knee and pin Jack Perry. Good match, I thought. Excellent match. Let's see what your ratings were on this. Vlad gave it a thumbs up, and then Robert also gave it a thumbs up. So, all right, so before we move on to the afterbirth, any comments you guys want to give just about the match itself, the angle of Danielson defeating Jack Perry to retain the World Heavyweight title? So I'll start with Vlad.
It was a good match. It was exactly kind of what I thought it would be. It would be a match where Danielson would have to kind of carry it and call a lot of the match, and it ended up making a lot of sense, and the crowd was into it, and the heat for Jack Perry in Chicago was still there because of the whole Punk connection. The fact that it was in Chicago actually added to this match quite a bit, honestly, because usually I think the crowd wouldn't really give a shit about Jack Perry, to be honest with you, but here they actually did, and they really did not want him to retire Bryan Danielson for sure. That would have been awful, right? So it worked. It was a well-worked match. They did a lot of good stuff. The referee bump was fine. The lead coming, everything made sense. Everything was logical. Everything was pretty smooth. And Danielson is just one of the great wrestlers of all time. I have some, things about, how, modern style and whatnot, but he is a tremendous, tremendous talent. You could say a lot of things about him, but he is just an incredible worker. He can make anyone really look pretty good, and I even thought he made Jack Perry look like a legit wrestler for the first time in a long time, So I thought that was a good job by him. So, anyways, good match. What else can you say? It's a shame that he does have to retire at some point, but at least he's going to give us a little bit of something still, so that's good.
All right, well, before I jump over to Robert and get his review, because he gave it a thumbs up, I will just mention that I gave this match 2 thumbs up. I thought this was excellent. I thought this was so good. I'm very impressed with Jack Perry. Back to the days when he was facing Christian in matches. The angles and the talking and the promos and the character work are all, a work in progress, I guess you could say. But the work in the ring, oh my God, the selling, fantastic, man. WWE could use a guy who could work this well, and if they could rework his character or something. So I think it was great. And Danielson together too, both of them together. Great match. I think it was really good. So Robert, however much you want to use of this 90 seconds, you gave it a thumbs up. So let's hear what your thoughts are about this.
Okay. So out of all the segments and matches that I gave ratings for this past week, this was the toughest one for me to rate. And I'll explain why. So if I were to grade this on a curve, right, comparing this to other Jack Perry matches, this one would get a 2 thumbs up for me.
Sure,
right? Grading on a curve, all right? I'm taking into consideration all of Jack Perry's matches that I've seen that I can remember. 2 thumbs up for sure, right?
Yeah.
However, This is also a Bryan Danielson match. And there are he has quite a few matches that I easily give a 2 thumbs up for that I think are superior to this.
Yeah.
So I guess by that logic, I can't give this match a 2 thumbs up because I think those other matches that I would give 2 thumbs up for Bryan Danielson are still better than this. So that's why I just gave it 1, which is not a bad rating at all.
No.
But again, if this is just grading on a curve compared to other Jack Perry matches, for sure 2 thumbs up. But I was very conflicted on this one as far as like what the actual rating was. I did enjoy this. Jack Perry, you did good, man. Awesome. And well, maybe it does help that you had Bryan Danielson in the ring with you, obviously.
For sure.
But
For sure.
this shows what your potential is, what Jack Perry's potential is. So I hope to see more matches like this from him. But I don't know how many of those we'll see, but we'll see.